Hi there, welcome. It's another edition of Coffee with the Goose. You know I talk about things that are interesting, fascinating, and irritating. I'm the Goose. So glad you joined me one more time, and I got some great information for you today. At least I think I do. You'll be the judge of that, right? My coffee, which I have to have before every show. I gotta have coffee. Oh my goodness, what would I be without my caffeine? My coffee is, very strong, like my opinion, and of course I got some creamer in there to make it sweet, just like me. Okay, today we're going to share with you some more wisdom. Not from me, I don't claim to be wise, although I've been around a while and have had a lot of ups and downs in my life, and hopefully I have a little bit of my own wisdom to share with you. But the wisdom, the only wisdom in this world comes from God, our Creator, and the good book. The Bible has all the do's and the don'ts on how to live a happy, healthy, and calm life. As long as you try to please God, you're going to be, you'll have peace in your heart. So I've got some some great information for you today, and a lot of it I've lived myself. The theme today is don't follow the crowd. Okay. Now, yes, there are some crowds, and when I say that, I mean usually smaller groups of people who are living the right way, trying to please God, trying to serve one another, not involved with drugs, alcohol, and all the other garbage that does not lead to peace, right? The crowd, more often than not, is mindless. Now, no disrespect intended to any individual in the crowd, but what I mean is, I'll give you a couple of examples. When you see a protest, a march, for whatever the political cause is, you will, if you search YouTube, you'll see YouTubers going into the crowd, and with respect, you have to be respectful of the crowd or you're going to be in trouble. They will try and ask some of the participants, why are you here? What's your goal? Why are you protesting? What do you want? Pretty simple questions, right? You should be able to answer these questions, especially if you've taken the time to go make signs and go out with your friends and scream and holler and throw things and act like a fool. You should be able to answer those simple questions. But guess what? The vast majority of the time, the people in these crowds have no idea what they're protesting, what their goal is, what their mission is. Yeah, they can mouth the standard line that they're taught to, but they don't really know what it means. And it's frustrating for me, who really want to learn and are open to new ideas and respectful. I want to know what your goal is, and maybe I can help you, maybe I can work with you. So when you see this happen in these videos, what happens with these people? Can't they get all flustered? Well, I don't really know. One of the leaders of this march will come running up. Don't talk to that person. Don't talk to them. They have no idea who's trying to interview them, but they know that they're being questioned, and they don't like that. And they no, don't talk to them. Just leave us alone. And they'll start calling them names and yelling at them, and that's how they operate. And it's sad. The only people who in these big protests who really know what they're doing are the leaders, the ones who organize it and incite these crowds to say such hurtful and hateful things. It's really frustrating to see, but it happens all the time. And what motivates those people? I don't know. I'm not going to get into that, okay? But what I know is the crowd is not your friend. Bigger crowds lead to more nonsense, more litter, more violence, more yelling, more name calling, and they don't really accomplish anything. Crowds, for an individual like you and me, what does that do for us if we follow a crowd? Well, it's not going to be good for us. Because we're not thinking for ourselves. We're not being ourselves. We're being whatever those people are doing, and we like to be accepted. We want to be part of the crowd, right? It's normal. But we want to be loved. We want to be accepted. We want to be cool. But the more you try to be cool, the less cool you are, because you're not being yourself. Now, I won't get into my long personal history, but I'll tell you this, like many of us, I was walking down a bad road for many, many years, and by the grace of God, only God could get me straightened out 26 years ago. Gave up smoking, which was the real evil, and drugs. Okay, And immediately I became calm and happier. I could sleep well at night, had a better appetite. I was more peaceful. It's amazing when I started to walk God's path, really. I was my own man and try to continue to be my own man, being myself and concentrating on the important things in life. Praying to God, asking for His help, asking for His forgiveness, trying to please my family, support provide for my family, and loving one another, which is what Jesus Christ wants us to do. So if you want to be happy in your life, take a look, an honest look in the mirror, number one, and see who you really are. Be honest with yourself. And are you part of a crowd? What is this crowd doing for you? Are you happy? Or are you just there to be part of the crowd? It's more often than not, you're not happy. So have the courage to walk away from the crowd, not to do what they're doing and call names and yell at them. That doesn't do anything. The people I used to hang out with, hey, I say hi to them, talk to them once in a while, but I'm not with them. I'm not part of their bad habits and their unhappy life anymore. I wish them all the best, but I am not. I can only do. I can live my life, not theirs. If somebody wants help, I'm happy to help them, but I got to walk my own walk and do the right thing. So what I have for you here today is some Bible verses, and these are that really apply to following the crowd. Okay, I'm going to read them to you. First of all, from Proverbs: "Walk with the wise and become wise, for a company of fools suffers harm." Bingo. Here's a message from Exodus: "Do not follow the crowd in doing wrong. When you give testimony in a lawsuit, do not pervert justice by siding with the crowd." Here's a message from Romans: "Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you'll learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect." When you follow God, you'll know what to do. He'll put it in your heart. Okay. We'll talk later about listening to God when He talks to you, and He talks to you in many different ways. You just got to open your eyes and not follow the crowd, because the crowd, again, is not going to help you. And finally, this is from Jesus, from Matthew: "Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it." Believe me, you're going to be much happier without the crowd, away from the crowd, not following that wide and easy road that leads over the cliff. It's just not any good for you or for me or for society, to be perfectly honest. So again, my message to you today is, and again, it's from the Bible and from some of my personal experience. Be your own person, okay? Don't try to be somebody else. Don't try to be cool, because you're never cool when you try to be cool. You're only cool, and you only get respect from other people when they see what? When they see you're being yourself and doing your thing, trying to live right, trying to, what are the two most important commandments Jesus told us? Praise God, worship God, thank God, and love one another. Once you do those things and try to do those things, you are pleasing to God, and guess what? You're going to earn the respect of everybody else, and they'll see it in you, and you'll have peace in your heart. You'll sleep better. You'll eat better. Everything in your life will be much better if you just be yourself and don't follow the crowd. All right. That's it for this edition of Coffee with the Goose. Thank you so much for joining me again. And I enjoyed doing this. I enjoyed the new road we're taking and started to take here a couple months ago, and that is, preaching the good news, the gospel, and what it means to you and me. It's not just a bunch of words that don't really mean anything. No, you read the Bible, and it's brilliant stuff. It's filled with wisdom and good advice that leads to happiness and life, and life life in for eternity with God in heaven, right? You have any opinions? You have any thoughts? You have any experiences you want to share with me and with the rest of our viewers? Let me know. Let's see your comments, and if there's anything you don't like about what I'm saying, I'm all ears. I'm open to learning more as you and I walk this life together, hopefully the right way. That's it for this edition of Coffee with the Goose. Thank you again so much for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon.